Hi everybody, I'm Brendan Sorensen, a drivability diagnostic specialist and one of the directors here at TaT, the automotive technician. Now if you've been thinking about joining TaT, I want to take a few minutes today just to show you around the website, show you what we're all about, and show you why thousands of member workshops across Australia, New Zealand and the world rely on TaT every day. Now it's no secret that modern vehicles can be technically challenging. Here at TaT, our goal is to be your diagnostic partner. Built by technicians and fed by real-world cases, we give you the tools to work smarter and more efficiently, sharing the knowledge, information and experience of thousands of member workshops. So let me show you how a TaT membership can make a real difference in your workshop.
So we're logged into the TaT user homepage now, and I'm going to show you how this is going to completely change the way you go about any job in the workshop really, but of course how you go about those diagnostic problem jobs. Our three main pillars are repair solutions, which are case studies, known good scan and scope data, and technical assistance, which I'll run through in a moment, but this is all underpinned by our AI technician TaT. So a big part of this is being able to search all of this information. I'm going to show you how we can go about that utilizing regular old keyword search or the much faster way to get a huge amount of information, diagnostic direction, bulletins, you name it, through your AI technician TaT. 24/7 she's there and you can ask her anything. So just so you know what she's looking through, what makes her different to other AIs, she has access to our entire database, right? So we have thousands of these repair solutions, which are known case studies of vehicles. We have these tens of thousands of pieces of good data, and we also log all of our technical assistance cases, and members can see these as well. So you can go back through that, and there is a huge amount of information there about how a test is done, how you would go about trying to prove something. Now TaT can look through these items and she can take context in search. So let's do something pretty generic. We'll write Mitsubishi Triton 2012. We'll tell her it's a 4056 engine and it's sluggish. Occasionally sets PO 299, so that'll be a boost related code. So that's a pretty basic prompt really, but we'll throw it in there, we'll give her a go. Obviously the more information you can give her, the better an output you're going to get, just like any AI. She'll take 30 seconds or so to think that over. So while she does, why not, I'll show you a few others. Save me typing this one, we'll throw in one about a hybrid, right? Something maybe a little bit more modern. Maybe you don't understand exactly how the system works and you want to get a bit of input. We could also talk to her here, so you could use the microphone there if you don't want to be typing, or you can come to a diagnostic topic, so you may not want to type or talk at all. You can go through here and we've pre-filled in a whole bunch of prompts for you. So let's say we've got a diesel crank no start, right? And it'll just go through and pre-fill in there. So we'll see how she's going. Back on our Mitsubishi, you'll see that she has told us what this code is, which is pretty easy, but she's now going and trying to give us a bit of direction as to where to go. So very quickly and very easily, we're starting to get a list of things that we should go basically test, specific to this vehicle as well. You'll see that she's also throwing in repair solutions. So we could go into these, and these are about the actual vehicle in question, and these are repair solutions. It was low on power, it was setting this code, this is what happened, right? So she will go through and she will give you these. You could maybe, commonly I will press the print button and we can get this whole thing, take it out to the vehicle or give it to one of the technicians out the back, and here you go, we've got a full rundown of what I want you to go through and look at on this vehicle. A great place to get started with your diagnostic direction. Just the same, this was one where we have something that maybe it's a newer type system that you're not all over, so it starts to talk to us about this doesn't use an alternator, this has got a DC-DC converter. Again, it's going to go through and tell you some common things, tell you some things to check. It's given us a couple of repair solutions relating to it as well, so we can open those up. And this is giving you a good taste of what the repair solutions look like. They're always formatted in the same way. So this one going through with this Honda Civic, showing us a bit of the high voltage system back there, the exact testing that was done to get to the fault description of, in this case, a poor connection inside the rear seat. And here's another one just to show you that second one that was there. And this one, again, we're in a similar area in the high voltage area, but this ended up being the inverter that was the problem. So very quickly, we've got a huge amount of information. This one here that, you just don't do a lot of diesel, right? So you've just clicked on there. What do I do for a crank no start diesel? And again, straight away, it's giving you direction of these are the things that are going to stop a common rail diesel from starting. And, it's not just super generic. Well, I shouldn't say it's not just generic, because obviously it is. We haven't given it a vehicle, but it's not just, random information. This is actual figures. Go and check. We need at least 180 bar of rail pressure. It's not just saying you need to have rail pressure, right? So it's giving you a really good idea of where you should go. So TaT is an amazing resource that I would suggest, it's a great way to go about your searching. Now, sometimes you may just have something that is, a fault code. We may put something in there like, say, let's go P2 101, right? And we can just go search TaT, and that's going to be more of a keyword search. So it's going through, these are all of the repair solutions, technical assistance. If we add a magazine article, all kinds of things, it's going to search the entire TaT database. We might go, okay, well, there's a few too many there. I want to get this a bit tighter. Let's go to Jeep P2 101, right? And that's going to bring up this Jeep repair solution, which for the sake of it, we'll go in just to show you another repair solution. So in this case, imagine how easy this is. How much time and money is this saving you in the workshop when you open this up and you go, you know what, I can see this gives me a really good idea of where I should go start my testing, right? I'm not buying a throttle body, but I go down to it and I can maybe hear a little bit of a noise, and now I get to see inside of what's possibly happening. But you'll notice here that it also says, was there enough there? Is that what you were looking for? Because if not, we can just come in here and you could either give that directly to Tina, or you could obviously make that prompt a bit larger to try and harness a larger response from her. So two great ways to be able to search the TaT website. We can also, change a few things in here in the search if you need to. So that's where I start in the workshop when I'm doing something. I'll be in the search here, and depending if I'm really trying to get something that particularly is a no-code, type drivability concern, that's definitely a task for Tina. Or maybe I just want to know how a system works. Go, how does this air suspension system work on this Land Rover? Can you give me an overview? Whereas if I'm searching particularly for a fault code or an exact worded symptom, we might use the search there. The repair solutions themselves. So there's lots of different ways we can get to these tens of thousands of pieces of data. We could come in here and you could start drilling down if you wanted to, right? Maybe it's not a code. Maybe Tina wasn't getting you in the right direction. Well, we can just come in here. So let's say we've got a Ford Ranger. We'll go PX, and you can drill down between different systems. Is it a HVAC problem, an engine problem? And then we can go through and look at a bunch of different symptoms. Obviously, a pretty problematic car, so there's plenty in here in the Ranger. Maybe the engine is surging, right? So we can then open up this repair solution. Again, in the same format, customer complaint. Quickly, we give you the fault solution, so you can just browse through them quickly and decide, maybe that does sound like mine or not. And then there's a bit of diagnostic sequence and some more information there. You can also add comments later, so that's there. For years to come, people can chime in and add things to it. So this is a huge amount of data, as I say, particularly when teamed up with this AI tech Tina, who has guardrails on to make sure she's putting out professional technician content. She really is your 24/7 master tech that you can ask absolutely anything, and she's there free for you to use as part of the membership, along with the repair solutions, and we'll take a look at some of the other pieces of the website now. So next up, an amazing resource in known good scan tool and scope captures of good working vehicles. So tens of thousands of pieces of data in here. If we were to choose a manufacturer, it's in year order. So starting back at 2001 for Nissan here. And if we go up to some later model stuff, you'll see that each of these are modules that have been captured from a known good vehicle. We may be looking at, say, idle data on this D23 Navara, and we can then compare that to what we're getting on our problem vehicle. Just the same, we could do ABS, the BCM, right through to EVs, where you may not really know what you're looking at as far as, what are good voltages and things like that. Lots of vehicles in here, and it's as good as having a car park with thousands and thousands of known good vehicles. The next big area is technical assistance. So if you have a problem vehicle in the workshop, as part of your membership, come in here, log a technical assistance case. That gets submitted to our team of technical specialists on staff, but also all members can see it as well. So we can all work through the problem to get to a fix. So at the moment, a couple of current cases, an i20 ABS, a older Mercedes misfire, a Toyota electrical issue. We can click into those. This is the form that was filled out to give us an idea of what the issue is and what's been done so far. Within seconds, you'll get a response from our AI technician, Tech Tony. So he looks at the case and gives you some suggestions to work through immediately while the case gets distributed through to the specialists that will be involved in the technical team. Anything yellow is a tech team member response, whereas anything white is a member response. Now, the beauty of this is all going into the database, so all of these can be searched through and they get turned into repair solutions. I'm going to rapid fire through a few of the other features because there's just so much on the site. So a fault code database, thousands of fault codes in here. We can click into the details, get some fault code descriptions and some direction with that code. The OEM info resource, so we keep up-to-date information here. What is the current service portal link, costs for service information, or perhaps programming? How do you go about programming with that manufacturer? What's the current factory scan tool, and how can I get my hands on one? The TaT magazine, so 6 copies a year will be sent to the workshop. It's still one of the most loved industry magazines out there. Every read is a good read, filled with repair solutions, articles, discussions, a great read to have on the lunchroom table, or the entire back catalogue is available here through the website as well. An acronym database, automotive links, so all kinds of interesting websites that you may not have been aware of. A comprehensive equipment review area, so you might be thinking about the next scan tool that you're going to get. We've got reviews on there by members, and these are unbiased, so you can go through and have a really good idea of what's working in workshops and what might work for you. A massive library of technical videos, and again, a huge library of diagnostic programs such as math calculators, cam, crank correlation, sync calculators, heaps of programs in there. A huge portal of on-demand training, so you can choose what you want to learn a bit more about, and there's hours and hours of webinars that you can get on demand there, along with some diagnostic checklists as well. So, things that you could utilize or modify in your workshop to deal with maybe a specific issue like catalysts, or as you saw, there was a more generic type one there for just a diagnostic process. So an awesome resource there as well.
So there's a quick rundown of some of the key features you'll get with your TaT membership, but it really is more than that. TaT is built by technicians for technicians. We see the same problems that you see in your workshop every day. We know how difficult it is. This industry is ingrained in us. We love it. We want it to succeed. We want you to succeed. And we know the way to do that is through sharing. It's worth noting that an option with the membership, if you do choose to share, so we have the member rewards program. So if you choose to share a repair solution, maybe some good scan scope data, you do accumulate points, and those go towards you getting free periods of membership. So there is that option there for the people that take the time out of their busy day to share. But if you are ready to jump on board, share your knowledge, information and experience with the thousands of other members around the world, we'd love to have you on board, and thanks for taking the time to have a look.